How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another episode and live stream here on Let's Build Twitter. As always, I'm Ethan Coder, and if you guys do want access to their private repository, there's a link in the description down below. So last episode, we went ahead and worked upon a few things. Primarily, we fixed up our emojis not working. We also went ahead and on the back end got so we can make replies. So this episode, we're going to make it so we can actually click on this button. It pops up a modal and we can make a reply. I'm kind of looking at the reply on the side, and we might need to do a little bit of refactoring because basically we're going to want to go ahead and use probably different components of the feed post creator. That's an issue because it's kind of tightly coupled together, and if you actually do look at Twitter's, it's set up a little bit differently. So we'll kind of see what happens here. So first thing we need to do is we need to make a component to actually create the reply, and then we can kind of go from there. So let's hop back into our code, and I think I'm gonna go ahead, we'll keep this open, we'll keep this open, we'll get rid of some of this stuff. So basically what we want to do is whenever someone actually replies, whenever there's an on click on this, we want to open up a modal. Now where to actually put this, I'm not sure, because technically this is a new post, so maybe we go ahead and make a new folder, and we'll go ahead and call this reply or create reply maybe. And then inside here, make a new file, create reply.tsx, and then make a new file, create reply.css. This should probably be like create reply modal or something because we're going to be using the modal. But let's import React from React. We also need to import, let's go ahead and import the /create reply.css. Now what I'm thinking is let's export const and create reply, which is a React function component. We'll make an arrow function, return a div. Actually, we want to return a modal, so I think this is in components. I don't think we want a bottomless. I think we just want a modal, so we just want to return a modal, and the modal looks like this. So it takes in top content, and bottomless modal. So this might end up being its own feature. We'll see. But we're going to go ahead and bring in our modal. So inside from our components, and we'll have top content, which will just be this. For now, we'll have, our content, which will just be this for now. And then we'll have our bottom content, which will just be this for now. Okay, so that's all we're gonna have for this, and if we wanted to clean it up, we could also clean it up a little bit. So that's exported, that's good to go. So now what we'd want to do is, I guess, let's go into the modal slice. So we'll go into our Redux slices and our modal slice, and let's go and set up a display reply. Display, I'm gonna call it create reply actually, which will also be a Boolean. And then this will go ahead and bring this in, except I spelled display wrong. So display, okay, display create, reply, and this will be false. And then we'll go ahead and update this. So let's go ahead and just say update and display create reply. This will take in state, and then we'll say state is equal to ... state. No, thank you though. And then display create reply will be not state .display create reply, and then we'll go ahead and return that state. And then let's go ahead and export this as well. So export update display create reply. There's a couple things that are a little bit tough here. So one, the create reply modal doesn't actually pop up in the center, so that might be an issue, but we'll kind of deal with that as we go. So I guess let's go into our pages, and I think this is inside the layout page, but I'm not sure. So we need to open up feed, it looks like feed.tsx. We'll get it one of these days. Okay, const display create reply, because that's where it's going to go, equal to use selector. State is of type root state. We're going to return state.modal.display create reply. And if that's the case, we'll go ahead and say display create reply, and we'll go ahead and say create reply. We might want to export that differently, but we'll see how it goes. So there's that. Let's go ahead and go back into our post, I guess. And now we need to import our dispatch and stuff. We don't have it already. No, we don't. So let's go ahead and import use dispatch. I don't know if we need use selector. I don't think we need use selector. We need to also import our update display create reply, and then let's go ahead and come down here under reset colors, maybe just say const, and what are we going to call this? We'll say toggle reply maybe, and then this will go ahead and dispatch. Ooh, we need to set up use dispatch. Let's go ahead and do that really quick. So here const dispatch of type app dispatch equal to use dispatch. Okay, that's set up. Now we can come back down here. We're jumping around a little bit here, sorry about that. We'll dispatch our update display reply. Okay, so that will toggle that, and then whenever we click on our reply, so let's do it on here. So on click is equal to toggle reply. Now we don't have any way to close out of this right now, so we'll have to deal with that, but let's see if we can at least toggle it. So if we click on this, pops up. So now here's the thing, this is actually supposed to be up here, so I wonder if we can figure out a way to kind of override that. Select that can be the first thing we kind of modify and debug here. So this doesn't actually center or anything, so we do have modal bottom, but that's just like the content inside the bottom, and this position is absolute. So I wonder if we can modify the modal itself a little bit and kind of do this width, max height, and fit content overflow. I wonder if we can take this guy and put it into our modal and fix it up a little bit. This could break literally everything in our code though, which is a little bit scary. Go into our modal CSS again. We could do this. Max height, fit content, we already have the border radius, overflow hidden, that's fine, position relative, and we can fit it on the screen where we want it, but saying position absolute and then top left whatever, and that'll put it like relative here. So I think that'll be fine. Now let's see what happens whenever we open up a modal though. It's a little bit smaller and I have no way to close this, so let's go back into here. So let's clear this and let's log in really quick. So let's go into our application and clear this token, and let's make sure we can the login modal still looks okay. Sign in, I guess it looks okay. Unknown coder, this looks fine. Yeah, I think everything's good. I think it's fine. So we click on this, have top left, right, and bottom. So now we have a way to open and close, well, not close, but open this. So I guess let's first do the top bar. So this is just going to be like a close button, and then it's going to say drafts. We're not going to actually open any drafts just because obvious reasons. So let's go ahead and go do this. So I might have also messed up. I might have wanted this like in its own thing. Let's make a new folder. We'll call this create reply top. Make a new file and create reply top.tsx. Whoops. Rename this tsx. This will be a new file. Create reply top.css. And let's go ahead and import React from React. We're going to need to import our use dispatch. We're going to need to import our update display create reply. We need to import our app dispatch from the store. We need to import our / create reply top.css, export const create reply top react.fc. So we haven't gotten to the point where we're going to be refactoring yet. Let's just return this, and this will just return a div with the class name equal to create reply top. Okay, so this is going to be basically just split in two. So we'll have a div class name equal to create reply top dash button bg, I guess, because that's kind of what it is. Now it's called button bg. Whoops, let me fix this. Kind of scuffed it a little bit. Now I need to hop into Material UI really quick and get a close button. So let me hop into Material UI icons. Let me grab the close icon. Let's copy it. Let's go ahead and paste it there. So close icon, and then this will be close icon. And we'll have to do some SX to it. I don't know how big it is. We can take a peek though. So it's about 20 by 20. So we can say SX equal to, when you do this, height. I think we do it like this. I always forget to do this, but I think it's like this, width 20 px. And then this one is another one. So this would be a div class name equal to reply. Actually, I guess it's create dash reply top drafts. Can't type bg. And then this is going to say, we can probably just put drafts in here. If it doesn't work, we can change it up. So these are going to have like rounded, hover, and stuff like that that we need to work on. So this will have an on click on it. We need to set up that on click. So we'll say const dispatch is equal to app dispatch equal to use dispatch. And we'll say const, and this will be, we'll just call it toggle reply again equal to this. And this will go ahead and say dispatch, and this is going to dispatch update display reply. So this will be how we close it. Let's go ahead and copy this and paste it there. Save that. And now if we actually bring this into a create reply top or create reply.tsx, and we can go ahead and bring it into the top. So we can go ahead and say create reply top like that. And now if we pop in here, we should be able to close out of it. We can open it, we can close it. So that's good to go. We just need some padding and stuff like that on here, and that'll look fine. Let's go into create reply top.css. Although I need to know this guy, so .create reply top, and then let's go in here dot this, and this one will have a width of 100%. It has a height of, let's just say 50 px. Let's see. Let's have a padding. Actually, let's get padding. Actually, do a padding top of like 8 px. And then display flex, justify items space between. I don't know why it's not working. I don't know why my LSP is not working. And then we'll align items in the center. There's a justify content space between. I've been off the CSS game for like 10 days. There we go. Okay, so it does look like we do want some padding. So let's just go ahead and throw padding 8px back on there. And that is not enough. So we'll say padding top 8px. And then I think we want padding left and padding right, like 16px. That looks pretty wide. So padding left 16 and padding right 16px. And again, this is just kind of eyeballing it. It doesn't have to be perfect. I just kind of want it to look nice. Okay, I think that kind of does. The other thing that we have to keep in mind is that we're going to add this guy. So create reply bottom button, whatever. So I'm guessing this is probably going to be like width of like 30px. Height of like 30px. We're gonna have a border radius of 100% on it, and border none. And that's, we can also throw a cursor pointer on there. Doesn't hurt anything. Go ahead and paste this again. Do the hover. So the hover is gonna have a background color, RGBA, a black. So 0, maybe 0, 0, 0, 0.1. or something. And I don't think I really need anything else because I got the cursor pointer and everything. So now, oh, you know what? We also do need display flex. And we need to justify content in the center and align items in the center. There we go. Yep, and that kind of brought it down a little bit. So we could probably go 8px, but it's fine. So now for the drafts. So this one, we may need to change a little bit. We might need to make it like a span or a p tag, but we'll see. So let's go ahead and do this. So let's copy this guy and let's paste it in here. So I have no idea what to do for the width. So width, say about 75px. Height will be about 32px. And this is going to be similar. So we're going to have a border of none. From a border radius of 16px. And we're going to also go ahead and have display flex. We're going to justify content in the center. We're going to align items in the center. We're going to have a font size of 14px. We're going to have a font weight of, we're going to try 600, see how it looks. And we also need a font color, or just color. Oops, color. This is going to be Twitter blue, so let's grab Twitter blue from our app.tsx, and we're going to have to convert this into RGBA, so we'll do that in a second. So let's go ahead and grab that. So X to RGB. So now we're going to go ahead, say .create reply draft bg hover, and we'll have a background color on this of this RGB. Let's grab the A. We'll say like 0.2, and then let's just take a peek what we're working with here. So drafts, cool. We need cursor pointer. So cursor pointer, save that. There we go. This could probably be bigger. Let's bring this up to 32 just to kind of match the width or the height of the drafts. I think it'll look a little bit better that way. Yeah, cool. So there's that. So now the content is going to be a little bit finicky because what we have to do for the content is we need to put in the user's information. So we're going to get the information about the post we just clicked on, which will be interesting. Maybe we pass that in as a prop. I'm not sure. And then we also need to be able to create the reply. Also, eventually, if you click on drafts, it'll do something. For now, it's not going to do anything. It's just going to kind of stay as it is, but we can also close out of it. So cool. Let's go ahead and make the content, I guess, and we'll just kind of see how things go. Let's come back into, and let's go ahead and just make a new component, new folder, create reply body, and new file, create reply body. .tsx, and a new file, create reply body.css, and let's do this. Okay, looks fine. Import React from React. I know I don't have to do all this. I know there's things to do it, but oh well. Import / create reply body. Oops. Body.css, and export const create reply body. So react.fc, and we'll do this. So here, return and return a div. Class name equal to create reply body. So this would be interesting because the modal itself centers everything by default, and we kind of want this to be on the top. We also want it to expand, so we'll just see how this kind of goes. It'll be interesting. So we need to post content whenever you click on this, and this is probably going to have to be brought in whenever you click on it, I guess, which is going to be interesting. What we can do is we can go into our feed slice. So feed slice, we have load feed page. So we can actually go ahead and set a current reply post or current post that we may be like looking at or something. So if we like click on it or whatever, so we can go ahead and say, come up here and say current post is a post. This could also be or undefined, I guess. Let's say or undefined. To start out, our current post will be undefined because we haven't clicked on anything basically. And then what we can do is inside of our reducers. So we'll go ahead and say, we want to call it set or update. We'll call it update. No, because that sounds like you're actually modifying it. Let's go ahead and say set current post. And this will take in a state. Can we take in an action? Seems like it is payload action. And this will be of type post. And can we get this imported? Can I say post or undefined? Is that okay? Okay, cool. Because it could be either. And all we're gonna say is state is equal to ... state. And we're gonna go ahead and say that the current post is equal to action.payload. And then we're going to return the state. So basically it's going to go ahead and either reset it back to undefined, we're not looking at one, or we have one that we're looking at now. So let's go ahead and grab set current post and throw it into our actions. So we shouldn't have to do anything there. So now whenever we go into our create reply, so whenever we actually click on it, so what we could do is this. So where we have our post.tsx and we toggle this guy, we can dispatch. And we need the information about the post, right? So we know which one we clicked on because this had the individual post on it. It does. It has the individual post. So that should be pretty easy. We should just be able to dispatch and set current post, and we should be able to just pass the post. We can do the opposite. Now inside of our, let's go into the top bar really quick because I want to set it up to close out of it. So in our top bar, I want to, whenever we do this, I want to also dispatch. So dispatch, and I would dispatch our set current post, and I want this to be undefined. So I want to reset it whenever we close this as well. So whenever we open the modal, we'll set it. When we close the modal, we'll set it. We could also just, like, whenever you just click on a post as well, that'll also be useful. Now, if we pop in here, we won't really be able to see anything happening, but it should be setting and unsetting, and we can actually come in here into our create reply body. And what we could do is we can make sure we have a post. So let's go ahead and import our use selector. So use selector. And let's also import our app or our root states, import root state. And then let's go ahead and set up a post here. So const, let's say post is equal to use selector. And this will be state of type root state. And we'll return state dot, and this will be feed dot current post. And then we can say if there's a post, do this. And then let's just do this and we'll say post, and let's just get like post dot content for now. Let's see if we can display the content in here. So now inside of our create reply, we need to actually load this in. So now we can say reply body or create reply body. Reply body like so. We don't have to deal with passing state or anything. Pretty simple so far. So now we have the content. We close this. That looks fine. Now obviously if you click on one fast enough, it might cause an issue. I'm not sure. Seems pretty quick to me. It's curious why that one seems like it's centered, but anyway, so there's that. So now what we basically want to do is we want to display a post on the top part. I think our post is all one big piece. So we want basically this post left, post right, post top right. We want this inside of our little modal that popped up. And of course we don't necessarily want to rewrite all of this because that's going to be no bueno basically. But the way that this is set up makes it not really possible. We might just have to bite the bullet more or less. But let's do this. So I'm going to go ahead and bring this to utility. So let's go ahead and go into our post new folder and we'll call this utils. Make a new file and I'll call this post utils. .tsx. TS is fine. And I'm going to copy and paste this. Get rid of it because we're going to need it. Post utils, paste it, and export const this. And I guess we're going to have to pass in the posted date. So posted date. Like I think it's supposed to be a date, but I'm not 100% sure. And we need to import months. So import months from that. That's happy. And then let's close this and we'll import convert, and this is convert the posted date to string. And then now we just need to pass in the posted dates. We'll go ahead and bring in the posted date. Let's make sure this still works as a refactor. Okay, that's fine. So now what we need to go ahead and do is unfortunately start rewriting some of this stuff. So I guess let's just go into the body and let's just start doing some work. Let's make this a div with a class name equal to create reply body post maybe. This is going to be the content for the post. And then we'll also let's clean this a little bit. And then be underneath this, we'll have another div, the class name equal to create maybe reply body dash reply. So this will be where our actual reply is. And this is going to be, I want to try to refactor the feed post creator to put in here. Refactor the feed post creator to reuse in here, because it's basically the same exact thing, just slightly different. Let's close out of this. So we still need a top, we still need like a left and a right. So we are gonna say div class name equal to, so this would be create reply body post left. I don't know why they didn't close, but okay. Then we'll have a div class name equal to create reply body post right. Again, I don't know why it's not closing these, but the left is going to have the profile picture and it's going to have like a weird line. Basically, we're going to have an image with the class name equal to create reply body dash post. And then I'm just going to call this PFP. And src is going to equal to, and this is going to be interesting because we're going to have the post dot author dot, and we can check to see if they have a profile picture, I guess, question mark, and we need to import the default profile picture, default PFP from dot slash, this is inside of our assets, slash default PFP. If they have a profile picture, then what we'll go ahead and do is we'll say post.author.profile picture, profile picture dot image URL. Otherwise, we'll go ahead and say default PFP, default PFP. Okay, so that'll be the source. And then we'll have an alt. And alt, we'll just say curly braces backtick, we'll say $ curly brace, we'll say post.author, and we'll say .nickname, comma s, and PFP. I think that's all we need for this guy. And then we'll have a div class name equal to, and this one's a thing that's a little bit weird. So this will say create dash reply dash body dash post, and then this will be divider maybe. And this is just going to straight up be a div, and we're going to do like, it's going to be 1 pixel wide, as tall as the remaining area, and it's going to be just like a white line basically. So now on the right side, we're going to have a top right. So we'll go ahead and say div class name equal to create reply, and then this will be body post top right. Okay, and again, I don't know why these aren't closing. This is probably something broken. The top right will have the this will be a paragraph, class name equal to create reply body, and this will be post, and I think this is nickname, so nickname, and this will have the post.author.nickname, I'm gonna cheat a little bit. We're gonna go into post and I'm going to grab the verified icon and I'm gonna grab the verified and I'm gonna grab the organization. I know I'm cheating, but it is what it is. So let's grab this. So this is why I really wanted to be able to use this or reuse what I had before, but I don't really feel like refactoring all this. Can we bring this in? Nope. Let's go back into post and grab the verified icon. So let's see, verified icon from GRUI. Okay, and paste that in. So this will be post.author and this will be post.author.username's organization. And then finally we'll have a p tag with a class name equal to, and this will be reply dash create reply dash body dash post dash username, and this will have at post dot author dot username. So that's the top right. Now we have the actual post area or the bottom right. So now we have another div, class name equal to create reply body, and then dash, and this will be post bottom right, I guess, because there's multiple stuff here. I don't know why the divs aren't working, but okay. So the bottom right is going to have the post content. So I think this is already exported from somewhere. If we go into post, yeah, it's already here. So convert post content to elements. I'm just going to grab this. I'm going to import it up here. So now I think we have a div and we can call this class name equal to create dash reply body post, and this will be content. So this is the actual post content that we're replying to, and we're going to convert. I need to do this, so convert post content to elements, post dot content. So location, this will be post. I think this needs to be a string though. We might need to add a new location, but it looks like it's about the same size as post, so it should probably be fine. And then we also need a last little bit, and this could probably just be a p tag with a class name equal to create reply body post dash replying to. So it's just like a little p tag that says replying to, and then it has an @ symbol. It looks like this is a URL. Actually, no, it's not a URL. It's just got a span class name equal to create reply body post, and we'll say replying to user, I guess. I don't know. And let's go ahead and close. Oh, we already did close out of it. It's fine. Like this. And this is their username, I believe. So this would be post.author.username. Okay, so that's a mess. But I think that's where we're going to stop for here, because we have to do a lot of refactoring for the feed post creator to be able to reuse some stuff. And we're going to have to do some rewriting of the bottom part. I guess that's also feed post creator. So yeah, we're going to do some work on feed post creator to get this working completely. But we can see how ugly it is right now. So if we click on this, so we have this and it looks like it's somewhat working. Let's do a longer one. So it does all fit in there. The bottom might be a little bit scuffed. So it's going to be interesting to say the least how we're going to get this to work. But I think we close out of a couple things here really quick. So now I think we go into a create reply top or create reply body.css. Let's copy this and let's paste this. So for here, I'm going to say width 100%. Height 100%, and I'm gonna go ahead and say that we want the overflow Y to be scroll. If it does go over, we want it to scroll up and down. I think that we want the display flex. We want to justify content flex start, but we also want to say flex direction. we want to be row or a column. We want this to be column. We want to justify content, flex start. So it should start at the top. And we want to align items, flex start as well. The reason I'm doing this is because it's display center right now. So it's trying to pull everything to the middle. So make it height 100% and width 1%. It should kind of negate that centering and also push everything up to the top. Now, this is something we probably won't be able to see at this moment. We can see this scrolls now, so that's cool. It's not exactly like Twitter's, but again, it's fine. We'll work on this a little bit. So now we want to create body post. So let's copy this. So here we can just fit content, I believe, and kind of play it by ear. Paste. And so width will be 100%. Like a type, width 100%. Height, I believe we can just fit content. We do want to display flex on this. We can justify content, flex start. Then we can align items, flex start as well. Oops, flex start. I don't think we need any padding on this. We'll see what it looks like here whenever we start getting some actual work done. We're not going to be able to see much until we do the post left. So let's copy post left. So now this is going to be interesting. So dot this. So post left. Width will be fit content, I think. And height will be 100% of the parent. We'll also display flex. But this time we'll go ahead and say flex direction is column. And we'll justify content, flex start again. We're going to align items in the center. And this should start kind of clearing things up. But first, let's do the PFP. Once we get the PFP going, I think we'll really get it to work. So width will be 40 px. Height will be 40 px. And border will be none. We'll have a border radius of, and this will be 100%. Okay, I think that's fine. Now the issue is this. I'm not sure we're going to do our line, but we should be starting to see this a little bit better. So yeah, so now this is still a little bit scuffed, but we'll fix it up. We'll make it work. So now the other thing is we have this create reply post divider, and this is where things are going to get funky. So width, I'm going to say 2px to start. And we'll see what happens. And let's see what happens if we say height 100%. Might work, might not. I don't know. We're gonna have a background color. I'm gonna grab the light gray color from our app.tsx. So light gray, and we might want to round the edge on this. I don't know if you can necessarily tell if the edge is rounded on this, but we could say border radius 1px. Now I have a hard time believing we're going to see anything right now. Okay, we do, and that actually is not too bad. Now let's see if we bump it down to like 90%. So I wonder if I can add a margin bottom to the PFP and if it will push this down a little bit. It's not very big, like 2 pixels or something. It would do height 100%, maybe like 4 pixels on the margin bottom. We might be doing something here. Cool. Okay, I think I like that. Looks good. So that was the hard part. So that's the good news. So now create post right. So let's copy this. So this one we want to stack up and down. So we don't want display. Well, I mean, we can have display flex on it. So here we want width. So here's the thing. So post left, we have fit content. So I'm wondering if we could change this to a percentage. Like I wonder if we can go 15%. And here we go 85%. And height will be fit content. We might go 20 and 80. And I think we do need a padding on the body itself. So padding 16, maybe 12. I think 16 is a little bit aggressive, but I think that is doing it fine. So here we'll display flex, flex direction. That's the word for it. We want column. So I got this outside of this. So let's try this. So top right, that should go there. There we go. That's much better. Summer isn't verified, but if I go to unknown coder and apparently, oh, you know what? It's probably because the thing refreshed. Okay. So this leaves us here. So we'll do top right. So copy this guy, go into our CSS. Again, this is unfortunately copy pasting. Do width 100%. Height, let's do fit content for now. And this one also needs display flex. I feel like display flex is like that meme. It's this, it's always been this. We'll justify content from the start. I don't think we need anything else on this. I think that'll basically do this. There's nothing crazy going on with this one. It's just text. Now, this is an issue, obviously. So we do want to align items in the center to fix that. And what is going on with this? So we want to actually put this on flex start as well. So let's wipe out all the margin and padding and just play with it. So we'll do nickname. So copy this guy. So nickname, margin 0, padding 0. And I think this one is a little bit thicker. So font size, if I could type, font size 15px. And this one just be black, so font weight, I'm gonna say like 800. It's pretty thick. Obviously, I think our verification and this one's fine. And then username is a little bit thinner. And then we also need the date as well that it was posted. So we need to remember to add that. So I forgot to do that. So we can add that. So username. So I think I'm gonna do the same thing here. So margin 0, padding 0. Font size for this one, I think it's also 15. It's just a little bit thinner. So font size will be 15px and font weight will be 400. And also I'm gonna go ahead and throw the color on here. I'm gonna do gray. So let's grab the gray of the app.tsx, and technically it's dark gray, but I want this color. So this should fix up a lot of our issues. So yep, looks pretty good. We might want some spacing on this, so we can actually go into our top right and add a row gap of like 2px. So we can probably bump this back down to 85 and this to here 15. Yeah, okay, I like that a little bit better, and it could probably even be a little bit closer, probably like 12 and 88. I don't want to push it too far, but what's going on here? So row gap, is it column gap? Might be column gap 2px. Again, small tweaks, just trying to get things looking nice. Okay, looks good. And then we need the little dot thing and a couple other things. So now, again, I wish I would have designed this a little bit better so we could reuse this. It's tough, just the way that it's set up. We want the circle icon and this. I know I'm being lazy. I'm just going to copy it, and I'm going to go ahead and put it into here and here, and it should be in the top right, and it should be here. So this is kind of scuffed. Let's fix this. I don't know what's going on with this. This is really scuffed. And after the username, we'll have the circle. And the circle we're gonna have to bring in from post. So let's go ahead and scroll up, because I can never find this circle icon. Bring it in down here, circle icon. And then here we'll say post.postedate. And we need to import this. So import that from our utils, and this will be post.postedate. And obviously this is going to scuff some stuff. We see our dot and some other stuff. I'm bringing this down a little bit, 2px. It might be this one. So we can try to do this. Create, reply, body, posted date maybe. Copy this and come in here. Maybe this is the issue. I don't know. Margin 0, padding 0, font size will be 15 again. So font size 15px. Font weight will also be 400, and color will also be this gray color. So just grab the gray color and paste it. Fingers crossed that fixes this. Okay, what is going on with you? Oh yes, because it's start, right? So let's go ahead and put this back center. And it shouldn't really matter because it's fit content. So now this guy has massive padding on it that we need to fix. And I think this does as well. But there is supposed to be some padding here, just not that much. So now we can do with the content. So bottom right. So copy this guy and come in here. So this one will also just going to be width 100%. Height, we fit content. I don't think we need anything else. I think this is fine, honestly. The only other thing I can think of is maybe take off the margin. So margin 0 and padding 0. Yeah, I'm going to be lazy. And this is definitely not a good way to do this. But in here, I'm just going to bring this in. And that should fix the issue with the sizing, which doesn't look horrible anyway. We might want a little bit more space underneath the top right. So let's go to post top right and let's actually add some margin bottom of 8 pixels or something. It's not gonna be anything crazy, and that might even be too much. So maybe we even go like 4 pixels. That still should kind of line up with our profile picture like that. And there is a little bit of space here. And then this is too big, but I'm thinking it's because of margin. So that means that we just have a little bit left to do. So we did the post content, I believe. You can just double check. Did not do the post content. So this will just be width 100% as well. Height will be fit content. Margin will be 0. Adding will be 0. We also want a small margin on the bottom. This one's a little bit bigger, so maybe we do want 8px on this one. Then that means we just have this guy. So let's come back in here and do this guy. Dot this. So this one's important to have margin 0 and padding 0. This one is going to have a font size of 15px, a font weight of 400. And we're going to have a color of our gray, so we can grab our gray. And I think that's good for this. And we also need this guy, so we can go ahead and do this one. We need to add the @ symbol here. And we can copy this, and we can go ahead and save this and paste this. So we should have already set everything we need. The only thing we need to do is set the color. So color is going to be Twitter blue. So I'm just going to cheat and grab the... I guess we don't have the RGBA. So let's go into app.tsx, grab our blue color and paste it into here. In a perfect world, I'll be able to go through and refactor this, but this isn't a perfect world. So what does this look like now? Looks a lot better. Now the thing is, if this was a longer post, we'd have more space. Now the issue is we only want this here if it's actually overflowing. So maybe we say auto. This would be inside of create reply maybe. So overflow, why, auto. So we only want that to pop up if it's actually overflowing. Now the issue is at the bottom needs to be a refactored bottom bar of our feed post creator. And the actual content needs to be a refactored feed post creator. So I'm thinking maybe we make this a little bit of a shorter stream. The thing is I'm probably going to be cut off by the time I get done actually working on the actual bottom bar or the refactor. And actually we want this to come down a little bit farther. So that is one thing I want to do. So let's add some margin on the bottom of this. It looks like there's like good amount of margin on the bottom of this. So let's add margin bottom on the post right maybe. There we go. That looks better. But yeah, I think we're going to wrap it up here. Unfortunately, a little bit shorter one. Bear with me here. Next episode, next Thursday, we're going to refactor our feed post creator to pull out as much of the stuff as we can and bring it into their own components that we can use. So we'll probably do some other refactoring here and there as well, just to work on some stuff and make things a little bit cleaner. But that's kind of the tentative plan. We'll see what happens, and hopefully we can actually get post or reply created in a reasonable amount of time, because it's going to be basically the same logic. We're just going to change where it's at more or less. So I appreciate you all for stopping by. This has been still an hour and a half, so if you have watched to this point or you watched the stream, definitely appreciate you guys who watched this point in the video. Of course, please like, comment, and subscribe. I'm thinking about possibly also starting to stream on Twitch, so that means I am going to have to go ahead and step up my social media game. I'm hoping to maybe set up like a Discord or something, and also post more frequently to Twitter, so fingers crossed there. But anyway, guys, I appreciate everyone stopping by. Have a great night, evening, whenever you're watching this. This has been Ethan Uncoder, and I'll see you guys in the next episode or a live stream of Let's Build Twitter. Have a good one, everyone. Style components. kind of like how these are. And we could pass in where we want it, maybe. It's an idea, because all this is doing is just taking in some data, more or less. So this would be something we could probably use style components for, although the issue would be how do we take in the actual other props. Yeah, and I really don't want to recreate this, so I'll put some thought into it. Again, I think this is going to be a shorter episode.